Hello, dear ones. For my minister's message today, I wanted to share a story that involves a statue of Buddha. In the 1950s, there was a Buddhist community on the outskirts of Bangkok, and they had a 7-foot-tall, multi-ton Buddhist statue of Buddha that was clay, but it weighed many, many tons. And the community was approached by the government saying they needed to build a highway that was desperately needed since Bangkok was growing larger and larger by the day. And the Buddhist community agreed that they would relocate as long as the government would help them move this beloved, very heavy statue. The government agreed, the cranes arrived, and they scooped up under the statue and started to lift it. And as they did so, cracks began to develop in the clay. And everyone saw, the workers, the monks, and they all said, "Stop right now." Everyone agreed that they would stop lifting the statue and that what was needed was heavier equipment. So everyone agreed to stop the work, and the workers left, and the monks agreed that they would take turns guarding and examining the cracks in the statue, making sure that the cracks did not increase. As the evening wore on, one monk, it became very clear, he was not going to be able to sleep. So he went to the other monks and said, I'm not going to be able to sleep, so why don't you all just go back to your beds, and I will take the overnight shift. And so all night long, he examined the cracks to make sure that none of the cracks were getting larger. And one of the cracks that was probably the largest one, as he was peering his flashlight into that crack, he realized that something was illuminating, something bright. And he kept on that crack, and he kept examining it with his flashlight. And lo and behold, more and more, something bright was glistening beyond the clay. So he suspected that there was something lying beyond the clay. And he went back to his cell, got a chisel, and in the back of the statue, where if he was wrong, no one would notice, at the very bottom and back of the statue, he started to chisel just this very small piece. And he peered at what he was chiseling away at with his flashlight. And lo and behold, as he chiseled away, what did he discover? That the statue was actually made of pure gold. So he went and he woke up all the other monks and said, "Please bring your chisels. I have a major, important discovery to share with you." So all the monks came with their chisels and started to chisel away at the clay. And lo and behold, what they discovered, again, was that it was a solid gold statue. It turned out, historians believe, that in the 14th or 15th century, some Buddhist monks feared that this beautiful solid gold statue of Buddha would be destroyed by the invading army that was threatening to invade Thailand. And so they cleverly encased the entire statue in clay. But the monks that had the secret of the true identity of this statue, somehow that information didn't pass on to other generations of monks. So that secret was lost for all those centuries until 1950, when again, all that clay was taken away, and this beautiful, beautiful golden statue now sits at the heart of this Buddhist community, which is nestled in the heart of the Chinese community in Bangkok, and is a revered statue around the world. And I share this story with you because it reminded me of the cracks that we're seeing in the pandemic, the cracks in our own lives, the cracks in our expectations and understandings of what our life was going to be like. And some of those cracks are showing things that are heartbreaking. The inequity in our systems, the inequity in our culture, the inequities in our medical system, those are heartbreaking cracks. But in addition, there are also these cracks that are showing the gold, true nature of our neighbors, of ourselves, of who we can be when we are at our best, when we are at our most compassionate and most caring. And that's when the flashlight shines on us and we are shimmering with the gold of who we know we can be, with one another and to ourselves, and cultivating that in a practiced way each day, so that when the cracks appear in our own lives, that we can shimmer rather than crumble like clay. Thank you, and stay tuned.